Hey traders, what's going on? To watch this video here for Thursday, July 30th. Showing you the SPY, nice little curl back up. We got FOMC day out of the way. I'm going to talk real quick about this crazy one, KNDI. Look at that move. I missed the initial pop. I'm going to slide this over though, because if you haven't, come on, get up there. If you haven't seen our buy zone webinar, talks about, well, how, or I think it's called the pullback webinar. Where we teach buy zones for intraday pullbacks. Check it out. It's a good webinar. And I used what we teach in that webinar. I actually got filled on KNDI at 636. Can't see it here because the price thing isn't working because this is a snapshot. The low was 635. The low of this pullback. I got filled at 636. And I can't even tell you, look at it in after hours. Went up to almost 15 right now. Trading at 1344. Anyway. I used exactly what we teach in that free webinar, so go check it out if you get a chance. And a really nice day. Teamwork was fantastic. Actually, there weren't a lot of calls, but there was a lot of good stuff, if that makes sense. Also, on the crazy move on KNDI, another example of stuff we did. I've got extended hours on here. I probably need to take those off. Let's see. Time templates. All right, let's get extended hours off of there. When I saw what KNDI was doing, and it was, encumbered by that stupid halt rule, so it was halted. I called solo if it broke 3, right, with the high of day just above as a sympathy play to KNDI. Broke 3 right there and ended up going up to almost 355. Also had a trade in it that I called in after hours too. So anyway, there's a couple examples of the stuff we do. What are we watching for tomorrow? Let's get right to it. HMHC. I don't love this, but I've been watching this one and it was gapping up today. I like the chart. So over today's high, over 288, you might test this recent high. It's an online education company, so you can get some pretty nice sounding headlines every now and then to get that one moving. Blink. This is another one I called as a 2-day Tokyo play. Literally right on this candle, right? I think it was about 777. When I called it, looking for, the break of the previous day's high. The worst case stop goes below this candle at 756. It was a little over 20 cents risk. And man, this thing went nuts. It went through 10. I think in after hours, this one's, the EV plays are strong, right? Because of Candy. This one's trading at 1125 in after hours. So we want to watch this one too. And really anything to do with the EV space, I'll throw that in there. Speaking of which, I believe this EVSI is a sympathy to Blink, another electric vehicle charging stock, I believe. You had a nice 2-day pullback after a big run. You see it going back as far as I'm going back on this chart. It has not hit 1 million shares. It'll tell you how thin it is. So you want to be careful with that one. CGC, pot stock, you had the big breakout yesterday and a quiet inside day today, so I threw that one on there. Tupperware, big breakout today, maybe a follow-through day tomorrow, but it's certainly way ahead of itself. I already talked about Candy, but show you the chart again. We're going to watch that one. Talked about Solo. If that space gets going, this one's got potential. SYPR. After the big rip, it had a gap down, but went out at its highs again. So I want to keep my eyes on that one. TFFP. This big rip yesterday, quiet inside day today that topped out at exactly, maybe I'm wrong, 849. I was going to say 850. It's certainly interesting tomorrow if it breaks today's high. LPCN, this is sort of a sleeper pick because there's nothing that compelling here, but you kind of have this tight little flag on the daily, so it's really close to a potential breakout, but I don't really view that one as in play, so that makes me like it a lot less. XSPA has had some decent news lately and had the spike here on the news day sideways and curling back up. So let's see, it topped out here at 374, topped out today 373. So how about over the 3/4? I like this over 375. HEPA, another one that's not really in play, but I noticed the chart. You had big volume back here, kind of cupping handily. So let's keep our eyes on HEPA, a break over this handle maybe, right? A few more. QLGN. Nice volume rip today, closing off of its highs, but an interesting chart with a high back here of 750. Today's high, 734. Again, closing well off of that, but let's keep our eyes on it. I like the volume, and I like the daily chart on this one. EMAN, again, kind of a sleeper. The government contract, it ripped, came back down for a couple days, and then today kind of at the 8-day formed an indecision candle. I mean, maybe over today's high, right? Tomorrow. So maybe over $1.03. Volume's way down on it after that big day, so it might catch a bid. You never know. And then the last thing I'm putting home, which I already like the daily chart, but I'm putting it on watch because it's ripping in after hours, went all the way up over 16. As I'm talking right now, it's trading around 13.5. So trading right up here. So a potential gap play tomorrow. They had earnings. I'm going to leave it at that. There's plenty to watch. Trading's been fantastic, and I'll see you guys in the chat room in the morning.